I'm coming. Just hold the line. Where's this thing, crap?
Send app no ever mobile phone so free. Me did the young antechua and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bushing for Ghana no. Me used to tap send. Tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Easy, convenient, fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map him. Tap send. Intienne. Also download the tap send app no ever mobile phone so free. Na first ka come abusuan for Ghana fa na nyina. Tap send. Papa no.
Want to get out of a job you hate? Did you know you can become a DevOps engineer and earn an average salary of £75,000? You will be highly paid. You can work from home and spend more time with your family, and your work will be respected. Train with Cloud Rock Academy to become a DevOps engineer in just 6 months. Interested? Watch our free on-demand training to learn more.
Funding wallets on TapTapSend. Step 1. Click on Create Ghana Cedi Wallets below when you open the app. Step 2. Enter amount of your choice in Ghana Cedis. Step 3. Click on the Confirm and Fund wallet below to confirm. Step 4. Your wallet has been successfully funded. Step 5. Enter amount of your choice in Ghana Cedis. Step 6. Select or add new recipient. Step 7. Choose wallet as payment method. Step 8. Click on the Pay with Wallet below to confirm. Step 9. Your transaction is successful.
Reminding you that this is the sound of Africa. OT Radio is live and alive. This is the time we all put in our hands on this. This is the newest version, of course, the greatest time of our moments now. OT Radio has come to stay. Tune in on www.otradiouk.com, and of course we have live activities more coming on politics, sports, social entertainment, and everything that you request. My name is Sanko Fatichinan, so I'm going to be part and parcel of it. And of course, OT Radio has come to say this is the sound of Africa.
Charlie, you say what's up?
Charlie, try send money go Ghana. They think no they go like.
Oh yeah? And you never use TapTapSend?
Oh, TapTapSend.
You mean you've never tried TapTapSend?
Oh, I know hear of TapTapSend though.
Try TapTapSend.
Make a try now. All right, cool. All right. Oh wow. In less than 30 seconds, the thing go.
Oh my guy. But this time there, for no say TapTapSend be the best, reliable, affordable, convenient way to send money. Hey, quick cry.
Cha, thanks so much, bro. Thank you.
Send more, spend less. Send more, Charlie spend less. Send more, spend less. Send more, Charlie spend less. TapTapSend. See, and they use TapTapSend. So you for use TapTapSend. Everybody sing with me. TapTapSend. And they use TapTapSend. So you for use TapTapSend. If you want to transfer money.
memo about any day a budget. Producer, check my me back here. I was having back. All right. Okay.
Prince, I think who see enemy, who you see, yeah, and another one. This is a put back.
No. Even when producer Macho, can you check at your end for me? I was having 1 minute now. It's solving this technical issue.
Let me call this guy.
Charlie, you say what's up?
Charlie, try send money go Ghana. They think no they go like.
Oh yeah? And you never use tap send?
Oh, tap send.
You mean you've never tried tap send?
Oh, I know here of tap send though.
Try tap send.
Make a try now. All right, cool. All right. Oh wow. In less than 30 seconds, the thing go.
Oh my guy. But at this time there, for no say tap send be the best, reliable, affordable, convenient way to send money. Hey, quick cry.
Cha, thanks so much, bro. Thank you.
Send more, spend less. Send more, tell us spend less. Send more, spend less. Send more, tell us spend less. Tap send. See, and they use tap send. So you for use tap send. Everybody sing with me. Tap send. Tap send. And they use tap send. So you for use tap send. If you want to transfer money, use tap send. If you want to transfer money, use tap send. Very easy and affordable. Safe and reliable. Convenient and fast. Very secure transfer. Very easy and affordable. Safe and reliable. Convenient and fast. Very secure transfer.
Yo, I was for the Damas Munya Bre na Mutimi Ekwenye Emma Miko. All right. So there's somebody called William. You were giving me those problems. But William, meet yourself for me. Then you intimi enter a program. So Bedamase. Yes, Constance, one na yenya feedback no for you honum. If I'm chow Obasuna Unya Enkasaya, Mr. meet you home. Mami na yintimi and share Jumedi nasi. Yo, said yeah, every Thursday be a yedimu Asia. The same among fanche and said last week Thursday, Jumedi binti yentimi amfa Jumedi ambro. Now so ene nyame adum yasain anywhere shemwa. Na a time with tap send. Jumedi yedebro every Thursday be a anso na busia for yina ye fiemu. The whole of the month of February, you dedicate the month of love. So we're talking about things regarding, home affairs. And yeah, you bet me, I said, you be ya, you be ya, Nigeria, or ya, Fiemu, ya, Wariemu, any relationship. and din komo any we want to talk something about marriage and legal issues. Our realm there are few legalities be ayana hu kwan ya yemfa so me gidi say woni me be agin say best 2 weeks ni questions are na ebeba no na ehu behia say benya lawyer na ene na atwetwe enkomo empem bebre na ya na eye ya agin say agisi ya gba kwapra ansa na ye fitia say adwene kwan ye befa so ebeye yen wo na no na papa bi toye empofri mu na ofri mu no na obi nim say whether so why no wo anase wonye ye ene ye lawyer wisdom akaho betwetwe nkomo na ya hwe kwan ya befa so when it comes to efie ene embransem a say ye hye ne nso na ye na eboa se de ebe ya enye se hokra ye hokra na se ye ko problem na se nya issue bi a na che se yatoto ye nioma eyiye na na obi busa se na se wonu kunukura ewo honom na se munyina mo ye japade a wana din na ye mfa nkọ nkrata so ni nyina ene ye busa lawyer betimi emu njire mu kakra yo eniti mamenda ne me ho na menko eye tap send aso ye isan se tap send ekita me mu e ma mitimi di dwumadi ebro every Thursday bia tap send se me ma onya ne ntie se ene tie o hwe baby bia wo bia na se won download the tap send app na mesre wa abomodi akọ Play Store, App Store na download and na no mi kopie mu Manchester na sorry bia mi kopie mu Church of Pentecost Oldham na mi busa se mi hwehwe nipa omo use tap send omo se enoa ni nyina use it is a use bia na chese o ya ka echi and it tap send assign at the wallet ababeka and it mamenko tap send asye honomo and growth lead Germany and UK ora ko fi frempon waba become sa na mene no entwetwe enkomo eno na chi no me the lawyer wisdom akaho e no ebebro ora ko fi frempon me mo adwomo akwa enanwumre ebadwumadi so
na kwa me pacho meje so na me ma abusu
pacho ho te say
akwa pacho nyame adom me ho ye pa
me hwe de we a osresre kra na mitimi zo ho ye se me busampo ai yo gofi any so muma tap send aso ye adien and as say tap send customers and share nso adien and omo hwe animu adien kra na wo e de ka kire na nyuwe
okay besama abusuafo nyina akwa babio and tap send aso ye ade a ye de ba time with tap send show so an say ye da abusuafo nyina ase na ene mo hwe tap send mostly your customers your consent per rate, the rate that we give to our customers. So you can see for the past 1 week and even beyond, every time tap send is competitive. US if one crowd almost say say baby US if one there is a message is overwhelming and yes it gives us the encouragement to do more. And you know the better say the better busuafo ase say omo trust tap send. So my first point, any rate, like we are working on the rate and we are trying our best to always be the best in the market to provide our customers what they need. And two, bias kakra, I'm going straight to the UK because UK for your customers are more UK ho. Say your launch wallet. Say what you should be the more dance ye chile unia. Say UK for say ma moye amaye drew the target ebema because Germany no menam kra no be asome mene adan the UK for wallet na ye dey ni bi but threshold ne say e was say UK for do certain percent then it shows say it is actually needed. The request came from this show and the enti e be sire obi a wo show ni so bia say just spread the news say tap send wallet is here to stay. They should just try it. Try keke. Never how the feature works. When you see a rate which is very good, but then time our person will send this scanner is not yet time. Just lock up the funds and at your own convenient time, use the wallet as a payment method. Never send it. Wallet no be we say no itimi fa drew say wallet no fa up to 50,000 Ghana cedi. store of value no is in Ghana city where they esrem enye pound. Sani I will send this Ghana city na nipa ne ji wo fie no eno a ne koda wallet nim enti up to 50,000 obi say na me de me wallet ne send it na say nipa Ghana fo nsem keka na ne mumu na ya ma enti afeli ebe de sika no besa be da wallet ne so immediately enti wallet no has a lot of advantages enti ye best sire busuafo obi say hey na wallet ye ente sem kofobia na say omko hye nwura mu afi no omasa be Debbie. Yeah, dear no dear nubia. Yeah, wallet no. A pick and cry. One I would do two. Da ope. Also so na ube yusu. Cause sanko for no na kwame. O ma man kwofo adwene about wallet na ye den kakra mame. Which is the cause omko hye nwura mu no. There's a man for sika kem. Enti tap bekwa ko hye nwura mu na munnim ye 4 years ni ye nko nwura mu ensu okura ye hye ebia seda. It means that tap send always cares about our customers. So our wallet is not like what wallet when a real store of value. A wow, a mau plan of life. Obi say, me person ma koto asase na bese mkotwa fence wo. Me mom dey estimate in Ebreme no. Almost say 22,000 Ghana cedi. But 22 no dey make this me tum susu mienu. Okay, and your wallet na ba ma. And then we 11,000 Ghana cedi na fatu wallet nim. Second month, nyame adom na Friday payday ni junior side tuma. What they can you use the wallet as a payment option. Until UK for yes. There are certain promos going on around the wallet. Two or honey a catcher will say, lock up funds in your wallet. And then we'll top it up 50 Ghana cedi in patcho and fake promo. Because you see encourage because demand that coming out of Europe and US massive. When we landed on the show, we saw how people embraced it. But then we are looking at the UK numbers to roll it out for everybody. International patcho me posse wahana say who will be as follow up. I'm happy to answer any question.
All right, cool. My main fact China or Wapajaninsa, it should be about the wallet. Into the Diana Pacho, I also
yo. So ada mo launch ya mama who education na me ni platform ne so ntino mante but idea em say many beje ho pa ntino when I mean contacting after the program say because of newo itinebia ye ntimi meka ho asem bi na me den na me so menya.
Right after this show, me pese me de lawyer eba. Right after lawyer, no, we will have another time. Ebe focus on the wallet. Enkwa mini uraku fifrepon ebe tena ni some questions na. And it me sremwa ubia wo any question bia about wallet. But yo jina hoka kramame na me fa lawyer mbra. Enu nechino. All my questions about the wallet. Yebe answer ni na ma. Why?
Yeah, that's it. Chat no. How to use the wallet no. You know about honey chat the link no YouTube. No one say click link na be YouTube na to phone so. What share basic steps.
Very simple.
So ebe to see past lawyer kasa no o check chat na ube say the YouTube video how to load your wallet and how to use your wallet no. The better chat nim sisi a. Na na kwa me da say lawyer so bad there and then on church no menu ye pa na amount for your wide. We are high demand pa na dui wa ko fa ban.
You rugby report better say and then you brain so wabe come home na wabe my chichimu about tap any wallet or more a day aba ebusia for misremo asa wo hwe me na pese ekoso a edi dwumadi ebrewa but more than download the tap send app no now so nam so fast send it sika koma ebusia for na almost so engita imu abreni na ntimi fa dwumadi ebrewa rugby report I mean inshallah
na me susu inshallah link na so honey chat edi ato chat ni mtimpacho obi abet ma click na wahwe
nice one
to use the
nice
wallet
one me that's a prophetess me foul sa enso na part right after this show me the lawyer ebewia me sign afamu na yaka wallet no ho asem yo abusian for said me ma onya na ntie no na watwi busumi nyina mu no yedi odo ho enkomo na odo ehun komo no nso no say legalities ewom emra ensem kakra ewom when it comes to family law. Na ye family law nso a your matrimonial side ewo ho ene your finance side ene your child law enso ewo ho ene ye pese ye focus on how you bitimi aye role ene role ehun ensem enyina eno na chi no wo question bia efa eye aware any legalities and as a legal issues as surrounding our area ehun ensem a ene lawyer ewo han obeboy amemu cheche lawyer wisdom obia abribia lawyer bia abribia no ye koboni punumu se omra na oni emetwe enkomo emfa emra mu nsem ho a wo ba ititiru UK immigration any lawyer from wise mass solicitors so asan ababekan woni ebawetwe lawyer me mo adwo mo akwa aba na nwumre ebejibedi so
mama mejo so menso me ma wadwo e ma wakwa aba
Nyame adom me ho ye pa na so
Ejana domonte yeda so tenko
yo lawyer me say embre nansen yatwetwe nkomo odo ho nkomo family issues any ade nkomodie e wa ware mu ye kan ya na je say say empaso agro de ye kan papa but ye de beba echiri na nkomotwetwe mu no na utimi hu say enipa dodo na e wo questions eba our real any legal issues surrounding our real any ade but ade ba ko a hitting me me pese ne yen ka ho asem wo na nsan ya papa bi efiri mu empo firi mu na won siesie no no bi ani na so obe firi mu o ya ache se because me ko details obi be hu de me ka ne ho asem it me ko details the American say o firi mu empo firi mu ache se ebusuafo onim se waye ne wo anaso onye lawyer ene si e ka wola ene ne de kwan be na obi betimi afaso asiesie no ho se base ofiri mu mpo a chese wasiesie na chi eyie e de ato eno na chi no other questions all be de beba lawyer
Meda say etiofo na kwefo na yeda obi asese na nsoma logging on straight to the point will say I can focus in Samanseo says I never so there's a Osamino or the Asil and whatever it is. Well, yes, Wheeler near Echran is a legal document, but before I go into the legalities, no, the per says there is no way we can cover wills in one session, and I'm sure it will spill over into another section. Normally, I see Wheeler, Yanyaka will pet. Na yen na yadwako owo so and say because obian person obewunti normally we don't like to think about making a will someone so yen person e betro bibia to ho nanso yepeo yen na yebeko obian se obo we are all going to go and now make us say which is the 22nd of February 2024. There is a day coming. The last person on earth today will be out of this world. Many, many years to come, the last person on earth today will also be out of this world. So whether we like it or not, we would all go one day. Number two, if you fail to make a will, you are making a will. Why? Because if you fail to make a will, you are making a will that the system should decide what should go to who and who should benefit from what. So, will means a legal document that expresses the person's wishes as to how their property is to be distributed after their death, as to which person is to manage the property until the final distribution. And TSC Wheeler, a legal document. There are a lot of questions. A legal document which determines who property now we want a brebe will break, who call, uba, 2 hours for her, 3 hours for her, 1 hour, cleaning, here, there, what we be ano, near we no, yemfa. Enko yebeja ewa ha But henana upese ubeja edi ama. Eye obia ana woma ubre ama wo na upese udija ana ebusuane bia wa mre ana woni ubre ena upese ebeko ne ho. That is what it is. So the legal document or the will is a legal document that expresses the person's wishes as to who or how the property is to be distributed and as to which person is to manage the property from the time they die up until the date of the distribution. That is what we call a will. The next thing is normally say you can't about will. A man dream say a man nkwana and a bewu and a man bewu ansana a man and mostly it is expected that the men should have their will prepared rather than their wives or the women. And I'm kind of say we are all going to go. So it is better to prepare and prepare well before you exit. We will all change address one day. We will all change address one day. So, and yet a man ena ebewu, a mansu ewu. But naturally, a man feel more often than not than a man. Why? Because a man saying a man paying and son of worry. Usually the men are older than the women, and so in that order, the men normally pass before the women. Number two, men engage in more dangerous types of work than women. You hardly see a woman doing scaffolding or cleaning tall buildings, skyscrapers. You hardly see women doing such dangerous jobs. And because of that, the men are more exposed to death by virtue of the dangerous jobs we do than women. Three, the women are more careful about their lives, the way and the food they eat. A hungry man just grabs anything and eats and keeps moving. Women are more particular about their food and their care. So all these things put together sometimes results in the women living longer than the men. But that is not to say the women won't pass or a woman cannot die before a man. That is not to say so. But generally, the men pass on quicker than or pass on earlier than the women. I know say a man ma omunye will. Everyone will go. So we all have to prepare our will. Now, I want us to do some very simple calculation. Very simple calculation. So, phone and go to calculator. Now, say, obi, it's not a real for 100 years. 100 years. How many days? 100 years. How many days? We are calculation now. Uba say 100 years is 365 times 100, and that is how many days? 36,500 days. 365 days in a year times 100 will give you 36,500 days. Now, if you do that calculation, ask yourself, how old are you now? Multiply that by 365. So if you are 50 years old, multiply it by 365, that is 18,250 days. Now subtract that 18,250 days out of 36,500 days, account 18,250 days. It could be a full 18,250 days. It could be 100 days. It could be 1,000 days. It could be tomorrow. It could be any day. Nobody can say with certainty how many days we have left to go. And nonte, and I hear say, you make a will. Uye nsamansew. I just sa wunni ho a ujapade na wudi agya no ebekọ hinanchen. How do you want it to be distributed? How would you want it to be handled? Who do you want it to go to? And that is why there is the need for a will. A lot of people do not prepare wills. Why? Because when we talk about will, we think about death. And nobody wants to die. And therefore, we don't want to take the step to prepare our wills. But we will all go, like it or not. We will all exit one day. So, a few questions. Question number one is what I said, what is a will? I have mentioned what it is. It's a legal document. Why make a will? If you don't make a will, you have made a will. Because so one trophy be and two ho set me fimwa enko wenko kujoho wenko yaho wenko ama wenko abnawa. The system ewo a friend the interstate succession law. It's a one year wheeler. The rules of the country or the rules of the government, the interstate succession law is what they use to distribute your assets. So even though because you haven't made a will, the will you have made is that the interstate succession law should be used to distributing your assets. If you don't want the rules of the interstate succession law to be used in distributing your assets, make your will. Make your will. Now, who should be your executors? It's another question. What should be in your will? It's a question. Now, who should you choose as executors? Who should you not choose as executors? And should we have joint will, husband and wife? Should we have joint wills? Should we have separate wills? It's a question we have to respond to. Should I have one will for the UK and another will for Ghana or for different countries? Or should I put all together for my properties? It's a question we have to respond to. Etc., etc. The questions are many. So I will take it one by one. What should you put in your will? Again, Enna, would the Baja or someone say, I will not Diana, a person as a etum one. Property. And this our property there. Who person and now would the Baja. Please take a piece of paper and a one pair. Wait me a W. Smith, got tall booklet, a will. Just buy it and see how it works. You don't need a lawyer to do it for you. You can prepare your own will. It can be legal, but it's always better to use a specialist will maker, writer, who can do it for you, a lawyer, just to give it the authenticity that is required. But you can make your own will. That is what it is. But please, just walk to W.H. Smith, buy a will, buy a copy, see how it looks like. See what you have to input into it. See how it works before you approach maybe a professional to help you prepare the will. So, who property? Ebia who fie ewo kaswa bako ewo Kumasi Atonsu bako ewo Hacho bako Ebri Mountains. Please make a list of all these properties that you have. Every single thing you own, please make sure you list it. So, one year, a conscious effort to list it, it is very easy to forget some of the properties you have. Edia watu asase, watu biwo, tiseni Amerika, kaswa, ebiwo, amasamai, ebiwo, pung, katamanso, ebiwo, ashaiman, ebiwo, wechile, ebiwo, Michelle Camp. Make a list of all these lands you have purchased and put it on a piece of paper, capture everything. That is your property. If you have houses, please list those houses. If you have flats, blocks of flats, please list it, and wherever they are, please take note of them. If you have businesses, pure water business, you have block making factory, you have bread, pastries factory or company that bakes bread and distributes well registered. You can capture all of this in your will. Very, very important. So one pen and two papers were very easy to forget these things. Sometimes, but some sicknesses, some ailments can attack you. You can't even open your mouth to say A, B, or C. And everything you worked for would end up going to hands you didn't intend, or people you didn't intend for these properties to go to. So that is why, and now I'm and I'm one thing, and I'm eteme kasa, eteme eglaye eko ebano. This is the time to put your will together. We shall all go, but we don't want to go in a state where the properties and acquisitions we've made will go to people we don't intend for the things to go to. So I've talked about properties, houses, etc., businesses, etc. You have to capture all. The next thing is you can capture your pensions, either occupational pensions or your personal pensions. And it's your contribution towards your pensioner, as I said, we capture and no. And as a private pension being sworn, please capture those ones as well on a piece of paper, and you just have that a rough idea about what you have. Mesan Kebio, your phone program here, Echina, please go online or go to W.A. Smith, buy a will, see how it looks like. Men and women, not only the men, because the man can die, the woman can die, and it can happen at any time. These days, we share obituary, gone too soon, 45 years, 35 years, strange sicknesses, strange diseases. Please, let us all prepare and prepare well. So pensions, occupational pensions, personal pensions, please let us all have it captured. Your jewelry, ebia, golden chain be, ebia wato gold bia, call Ghana wako tobi, but person di beba na ye say a gold nti why a chain, and a locket na also no a pure gold. Yes, your jewelry, this you can also capture in your will. So Micheni, you know the value. Maybe it is up to $1.5 million or 1.5 million pounds. You know, but you wear it on your neck as a chain. Let that be captured, and let it be captured in your will. And of course, it will go to who you want it to go to. Investments. A lot of investments here in the UK, in America, in Ghana, everywhere around the world, Dubai, everywhere. Please make sure you capture all your investments in your will. Capture all your investments in your will. Bonds, treasury bills, all of this, capture it in your will. Bank accounts, savings, all of this should be captured in your will. So this and ever part of your pot or your estate, where all these things we are talking about all come together to form your estate. Yes, so please take pen, paper, and be intentional. We are all very busy running up and down, thinking that, oh, echinameye, echinameye, echinameye. One share, na echina, amma, na aye too late for you. That is why it is important to do it whilst we have the strength now. Clothing, the clothing you wear. You want your suit to go to this person. You want your skirt, your blouse, whatever it is. You want it to go to specific persons. You want to donate it to charity in Ghana. You want to donate it to, let's say, homes in Ghana. Please be specific, list all of this, and be specific as to who you want this to go to. So these are the things that will constitute your total estate. And no any friend of the of course they from your will. So properties, homes, businesses, pensions, occupational pension, personal, private ones, jewelry, investments, bonds, bank accounts, savings, clothing, everything, land, petrol stations, everything, let's all be captured in your will. Very, very important. So that is what it entails. Obi baka so na me de se me ne hwe. Wo hwe. Eye one trouser mpo capture it in your will. Wo mpese obi a onim obre ever contest it or even fight your children because of one trouser, because of one shirt. Wo ko eba no na omoni hobi. They don't know how you've suffered and how much you have put into it. So please make a will and let what you have go to who you want it to go to. Now, what is, why is it important again to make a will? Now, if you die without a will, there are certain rules which dictate how the money, property, or possessions should be allocated. This may not be the way that you wish your money or your possessions to be distributed. And that is why you have to make your will. Unmarried partners, say, only obiti, they say, we are embranfo, you are not married. Unmarried partners and partners who have not registered a civil partnership cannot inherit from each other unless there is a will. And the Abia Kofi any ama it's not together for more than 10 years. You know that you are together. There is no need to marry again. You even have children, etc., etc. But you are not married. You can't inherit their assets. You can't. And that is why there must be a will. If there is a will, specifically the will says this should go to my partner by name, then that property or that assets can go to the person you have mentioned that it should go to. So unmarried partners cannot inherit unless there is a will. So the death of one partner may create serious financial problems for the other party. For all you know, don't worry, and also you bought the property together as partners. If one person passes, it can create all kinds of difficulties. Please have a will so that your share can go to who you want it to go to. The next thing is, if you have children, you will need to make a will so that arrangements for the children can be made if either of you or both parents die. We hear all kinds of stories. It will be a holiday. Something has happened. They never got back. What are they going to do? I've heard all kinds of stories. People travel to Ghana. Whole lot of things happen. Strange things happen. Very, very strange things. The world we are living in now is very strange. Very, very strange. And Nuntina, you have to be prepared and take some precautions so that if anything happens, at least, you know there is some provision for the ones you have left behind. It may be possible to reduce amount of tax payable on the inheritance if advice is taken in advance and a will is made. Inheritance tax, set. If you seek proper advice and you make a will, it is possible to reduce the amount of tax, SSA on that inheritance property. So it is important to have a will. One share, the baby away na abiding in sa abom se ta na bebre never kama uma any won't come for no. This very small. So it is advised that we all have a will. If your circumstances have changed, it is important that you make a will to ensure that your money and possessions are distributed according to your wishes. If you are single, have a will. So make a will. So change that will or make another will which override first one now. So that is fine. So make a will or change the will because your conditions are changing. If you are single, your will is about you and who you want your assets to go to. If you marry, now you are two. So you have become three. Again, four. The more you have, the more you have to keep updating your will so that everybody you intend to have a share in it can have a share in your estate. So, when you one will, when you're a single person, don't make a will and let that will run through the rest of your life. It will not reflect the changes in your life, the changes in your circumstances. So yes, have one will today, but as the circumstances do change, you have to keep amending those wills. Now, if you make one, declare, say, Nehemiah is saying, override the ones that I have made before. You can tear it into pieces, you can burn it, you can trash it, you can shred it. Don't let two wills run along. Let's have one that override the other. And the one that is overridden, let it be shredded so that it doesn't create confusion for anyone. Now, after you put all these things together, you must have executors. Executors are they should, of course, apply for letter of administration. I share property and I will estate so time distribute your assets to the people you want it to be distributed to. Recently, Obi Eka say ni papa efemo, and of course they were quite a huge family, and in that family, and the last child. Now the father has a lot of property in terms of a farm, cocoa farm, and things in different places. But not and it's not papa from childhood until the man grew old. And when he became very old, even though certain penifon were mom and a share ni papa throughout his sicknesses and everything, he was the only person that was responsible. The elderly ones were there. Ni papa not only ni papa your will. Old man who died after 100 years. They went to his bankers and he had a will. And the man gave every single thing to this young one to say, Mpenyifono are fighting him because the father has given everything to the young one. The old man had a will, but because of the changes in his circumstances as he was growing, he was getting sick. The elderly ones were not caring for him. It was the youngest person that was caring for him. In fact, he went and lived in the youngest person's house. When the other ones had homes in Accra, none of them wanted the old man to be with them. It was the youngest of all of them that accommodated the father. He was in this country. He goes to see the father. Every 6 months, he went to see the father until he died. When he died, the funeral and everything, the youngest of them took up everything. And now the old man has passed everything to the youngest one. The elder ones are fighting him. So, assuming that the old man did not leave a will, you can just imagine what it is. So, you must have executors who will take charge of distributing your estate, who will collect everything together and apply for letter of administration and distribute your assets. In fact, there is so much to talk about. We'll talk about the executors. Who can be executors? Who should not be executors? When a will is prepared, where should it be stored? I think we are almost out of time, so I will leave it here. Nana, measure to her. Look out for us. We'll come and top it up with the details, additional details as to whether you should use a solicitor, whether you should do yourself, who to be executors, some common mistakes people make in making wills, How can you make a valid will? We'll talk about that when we meet tomorrow. Nana, I think I'll just leave it for you, and then we will take one or two questions for the rest of the time. Nana, may I believe you are there with me? Yes, thank you.
Yo, lawyer, you better say, ebusia for lawyer, and then the time is but said your TBR and you were saying Edino Ababim. The drona ebusa say, obit me assign ETA program BM. Yes, this program we are streaming live on Tap Send Ghana Facebook page. In due call Tap Send Ghana Facebook page. Sa and so and I'll call YouTube and so OT Media TV. May share YouTube link in our handle. Please subscribe. Anytime should be you get a notification and you join us to listen to such an insightful program like this. Lawyer, yes, my main question back to me and Sebi na actually no the aka atwaso. Robert Neyaba Paul. Robert, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thank you very much. Yes, my name is Robert. But your question, in the scenario that lawyer gave, in such an instance where the will maker wills everything to that son that took care of him, a new H3 as seminar for air fighting, how complex can that be? Will the young man be successful given the dictates of the will? That's my first question. Okay. My second question, okay, but I don't confuse you.
Thank you. Yes. Now, a will can be challenged. So we'll look at that maybe tomorrow. A will can be challenged. Now, if anybody in the family who thinks he should be a heir or should have some inheritance out of that, now nothing goes to them, they can take it to court to challenge that will. If they think maybe there was some coercion, the old man was coerced or forced into doing what he did, that can be a ground for challenging a will in court. Or if they think that the old man was not in the right state of mind at the time he made the will, of course, that can be a ground for challenging the will. In this country, people have challenged wills. Some years back, now, there was this man, I think he's an Englishman, who gave some money in his will to some Chinese because they were running some chicken and chips shop. And the man's own children were not caring for him. It is this China man and the wife, chicken and chip shop, they were looking after the man. They make sure he eats, they clean him up, etc. So when it passed, he left about £1 million or so in his will for them. And the children said no, they didn't understand. They went to court, but they lost because the man was in his sanity of mind when he made the will. So yes, possible they can challenge it, and it is left for the court to look at all the circumstances before they make a decision whether the old man's will should stand or it should be redistributed in another way.
Thank you very much. But my quick question, my second question quickly, and say, minimobia otias or your will. But along the line, no, you confusion be by Emma on any year back with giant or will no more or me. But later, no, you may be but later, no, me feeling change mean to me who say or to me, yeah, will be more, but me, yeah, very positive, say. With the educated person that he was, he might have done a will, but fee mono, but if you can crane ye, who will be a Emma, Niamane channel into Tiaka crab, a busianum, inti a busiane edicaya che, Niamane dada. As of now, it will be a MPME, and he said, will be the PM. Number one, how can we know in such instance there is a will? Say, be executors in the idea, no, almost or more entities we want now more. And available. How can we know that there is a will? And then number two, say, will be PMA Chiria, which you have no. Almost to me, will need to me a year.
It's possible to say normally it's where to keep a will. That is the next topic. Where to keep a will. We'll go about this again tomorrow. You can keep a will at home. To say or one at the point, but change of circumstances in your presence. I have a story about that, and about this old man who was deaf. He was deaf, so the children didn't know that the man had gone for hearing aid. And see, when the man is around, they were saying all kinds of things about him, and he was listening, and he never made them aware that he could hear. So he kept changing his will depending on who was on his side. So he kept changing his will until he passed away. He was deaf. That is what they knew. He had an implant. He could hear. They never knew. So he kept changing his will based on what he was hearing from them. So that is a scenario like this. It is possible a will can pop up. If they write to his solicitors or his lawyers, his bank, these are places you can keep a will. So at home, your solicitor, your accountant, or any professional person in his life, his barrister, they can keep the will. The bank can keep a will for you. Principal registry, family divisions in this country, high court, etc. People keep wills at these places. So normally I receive letters from people who have passed. They write letters to lawyers and ask that this person has passed. We want to know if you have acted on his behalf before, or if he has prepared a will that is in your possession. So we write back to them that unfortunately we haven't acted for this person and we haven't had any will prepared for him. And therefore they can carry on with whatever they have to do. If after many years or after some time, a will comes up that this is the last testament, this is the last will the person made before they passed. Meanwhile, whatever they had distributed or they had done earlier was not the last will, it is again possible to challenge this in court. It's up to the court to make their decision. They'll take into account how many years have elapsed, etc., 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 before the court makes a decision as to what to do. Untimi copy was say, "We na nka say me ba me honti fifie ha to give it to me, give the card to me, or give the." It doesn't work that way. When it gets to this stage, the court will come in to make.
Thank you very much. But Will, our Ghana no.
Robert.
Our statute of limitation.
Robert.
Oh, sorry.
Robert, please. Me pacho. Time inti. Let me allow
you
to ask their question.
Okay.
Thank you. Opportunity, I'll bring you back in. Thank you very much. So, we able to or say what happens if you have been assigned to get a set of properties per their role, but you are not interested? What happens?
Well, that's very unusual that you're not interested in whatever your daddy has given you. Well, well, then it might spill over to the other properties, to the other beneficiaries. But that's quite not very common. I haven't heard anybody who says he's not interested in his father's petrol station or is not interested in the father's cocoa farm before. There is a possibility that you're not interested. Well, you can also make a will and pass it on to the other people that the will should go to other people. Again, I'm sure this is a scenario that if it goes to court, the court will have the good standing as to distribute who should take what or what should go to who. It is a possibility. Maybe the person has got his own property, he's okay, he doesn't need anything from the old boy or the old girl. So it's possible. I may have to look into that and see what the best response will be.
Thank you very much. Can a mortgage property be listed in a will?
Yes, it can. But what will normally happen is after the person passes and the property will be valued, if it has to be sold, of course, the banks will take their money out of it and whatever is left. Because if a person passes, they have to make provision for the expenses, the funeral expenses and everything. So it is after all of this have been done before you can go distributing. Because if you go distributing from the scratch, and at the end of the day, there is debt, who is going to pay? And that is why you have to take care of all the expenses, the funeral expense and everything before there's a distribution taken. People make provision of that in their will. That look, after tomorrow, I'll try and bring a typical copy of a will so that we see. I have sight of some wills that I would like us to go through step by step what is required, what should be done, what not to be done, and I'm sure we'll be able to address some of these questions.
All right. Yo, Yenfa Olivia. Olivia, please unmute yourself and ask a question. If you are near a couple.
There are some questions on the chat, so maybe we'll look at that too.
I've picked 2 from the chat, so I want to come back to Olivia. Pacho, it's you.
Okay. Good evening.
Good
evening. Lawyer Kasano say, Emma name Emma United me here will. Na eba say both parties no. If your property amu waye, if you are one big house, be amu me and nyina na mu see here together. In that terms, now how do you prepare a will on that? Na say be a nepa na o partner no be your other children. As I be a ubasin no mobile that particular property no. Uni nana esibo. How do you make a will on that?
Well, it's going to be your share of the property. Assuming there is no mortgage on it, it's going to be your share of the property. If the property is valued at $500,000, there is no mortgage on that property. You both are, owners of that property. Of course, say, Papa no eya will no. Now I see my half goes to my wife. It means Obano takes everything in totality. And as Obano eya will no see my half goes to my spouse. Not Obano before the man. Then of course that goes to the man. However, if the woman decides to say my half goes to my children that I had before getting married to this man, then it is going to be the value of the property. The half of it is what she is passing on to her. So, yes, it doesn't mean the property will be split into 2, but the valuation of the property is what will be taken into account. So it all depends whether one person wills it to the other or they hold it as it's either tenants in common or joint tenants. It depends on how it is held. That will determine who takes what and what goes to who.
Yo, lawyer, where the say and questions but mami embusa quickly in himself so na me jaw yefa omo aka na omo ayentimi afọ mo china omo join here on Ask the Lawyer Jumedie between 8 and 9 or china Newbre UK time. Lawyer, pembe brain ya na odonti o. Yes, Bearman on the head of the house. Sometimes ye property be na Bearman no edi any months na ni din and I call she says and grataso any ade. Inti eba will yasemia. Ya be any day. Ye ma ya e bia ye din grataso. Edi afutu and ade be my. See nyina any ye property together.
Mahu bida, maye bida. Now, in this case, Papano, our property, big house, massive house, it was valued about $1.5 million or so in Ghana, around Makati Hills area. Not Obaniding Enka. Okay. In this case, it wasn't even in the case of death. It was in the case of divorce. I'm just bringing this in. This wasn't even in the case of death. Now, because there was a divorce, Papano was finding a way of disposing of the property without the woman getting anything because not abandoning any divorce. But the court said, as long as you've been married for this number of years, whether she contributed or not, it becomes a melting pot. The fact that it means she has also contributed to the putting up of that property. It did not necessarily mean she has to have her name on the property before she can have part of it. The best to do in such cases, our part of the world is different. The other part of the world is different. This part of the world is different. To be on the safer side, try as much as possible to have your name also penciled in something. If you contributed anything, if you bought anything, receipts can be kept. Receipts can be maintained. If you don't want to keep it, scan the receipt, email it to yourself. It's in your email. Wherever you are in the world, you can retrieve that receipt. Create a folder in your email. This is an advice to the women. Create a folder in your email. Everything you scan concerning that property, keep it in that folder. After many years, you never know. You may need to go to that to prove that you contributed to the property in one way or the other. But best of all, sir, Monwaria, I would advise. I said earlier, if you're not married, you won't have any share in that if there is not a will. If you don't register your civil partnership and you're not married, you will not have a share. So it's either you get married. That is why I understand the women sometimes they put pressure on the men. One worry me. There's a reason why they do that. Because sometimes the men, we cheat the women too much. Sometimes we do that. And so I would advise the women, make sure whatever you buy, whatever you do, whatever contribution you have, you've made, let there be some documentations. We've cheated them for too long. So please, let's try to even up. Nana, maybe the men will not like me this evening, but that is what it is.
It is what it is. Yanko na yemfa po. Abusiafo em se ye de po be twa to na mafa ba ko e wo chat mo na emu mo china lawyer be ba ni atwa so ne yanko tap sen focus session. More questions so about tap sen na enu so no ye de abre Paul, unmute yourself and ask a question.
Pacho, you may ask.
Yes. Come in next week today.
Who are UK?
No, let's do it Friday.
Ghana.
Yes.
And they told me to Miss Yes.
Okay, thanks. Sorry about that.
Yes, that's it.
Paul, if I chose something, there was a noise in the background to maintain your time. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me say, who are UK? Met me a more will a mammy, a bloody properties, our Ghana.
Yeah.
You may decano. And I say, now you can be a guideline. Who could watch on what Britain for Ensim, Semitar, come and bet me out for Abuami, our minima properties, our Ghana. Southern person.
May I say, W.H. Smith. W.H. Smith. And now you can even go to any of these stationery shops, they may have it there. You can even go online and Google templates for a will templates. At least all you want to know is to have an idea as to how it looks like and how to go about it. Recently, some will writing company, on behalf of a client. I don't prepare wills, but I called the will writing company on behalf of the client. And this is what it said. It costs about £99 or so, I think, or 100 and something pounds, depending on a few other things. They can even come to your house and prepare it for you. And the next question is, should we bring the properties the person has in Ghana in addition to the ones in the UK? And their response is this: it is always expedient to have separate wills for separate countries. However, you can capture the will in Ghana in the will in the UK. You can say, and the assets I have in my will in Ghana captured in the UK one. It's a complex area. So the best advice in this case is sometimes, yes, you can prepare one for the UK, you can prepare one for your Ghana assets. But of course, these are not two separate wills. It only means that they are wills prepared by you, but it captures different assets. I would personally advise that if you can, capture everything in one will so that it doesn't create confusion. I would personally advise that if you can capture everything in one will, everything in Ghana, in the UK, if possible, capture everything in one will. It's easier, it's simpler, rather than you having to have two separate wills, which can create all kinds of confusion due to interpretation and implementation. That is what I would say. But I think we'll go into details when we come to this tomorrow.
Right, lawyer, Mamifa, last one.
The last person is Vivian. We have Yao.
Okay.
And then
Yemfa Vivian.
No, let's go. We can take all of them, but
all right. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. Yemfa Yao P. Yao, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hello.
Yeah,
hi, Yao. Bajo Yetio. Bajo, Yao, why joining you from Manchester, Newcastle?
New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I know another. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What phone?
My phone, okay. My phone.
New Jersey, beginner.
Newark.
Oh, okay. That's 15 minutes from my house. Okay, let's go on.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. That's nice. Okay, my question is, I think somebody just asked about, somebody just said it now. I think somebody asked you that question about the will. If maybe you have a property back home and maybe back here in the state, can you do the will together? I mean, can you make the will
together? Yes.
Yeah. I think that's my question. I think somebody asked. So,
somebody asked that question. That's true. Yes, like I said, I would always prefer to capture every asset you have in one will. However, some jurisdictions, the issue is this. If you have some properties in the US, you are in Newark, maybe you have some mansions, some block of flats there, and you've also built some hotels in Ghana. What you can do is you can have the executors, you can have an executor in the US who can oversee the US properties in conjunction with the one in Ghana, and also possibly the one another executor in Ghana who can oversee the ones in Ghana. So it is possible to prepare two wills, one for the UK, one for the other country, Ghana, by make reference in one will to the other that yes, the one in Ghana has been captured in the UK one, reference the will, so that anybody who takes the UK or the US will knows that you have some properties in Ghana and those properties are to be passed on to X, Y, Z. Wills are usually quite complicated when it has to do with from different areas of the world or assets located at different areas. But I'm hoping that we can talk more about this.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I think my second question I will ask you is about the tap phone.
Okay.
The Beko tap section. Can you approach lawyer? Can you approach any lawyer to help you to prepare your will, or there are specific lawyers who specialize in will preparing will?
Well, you can even prepare your own will if you know how to go about it, and it will still be legal. So 1, you can prepare your own will. 2, you may approach your lawyer to do it for you. 3, there are specialist will writers. I always prefer you to use a specialist will writer because they have dealt with all kinds of scenarios that maybe your lawyer may not have dealt with before. So if you go to these specialist will writers, over the years, they have encountered different scenarios, different situations, different circumstances that would enrich their experience in advising you as to what to do. So yes, you can do it yourself. You can go to your lawyer to do it for you, but I would always advise, if you can, it costs very small, £100, £99 or so, go to a specialist will writer. He'll write it for you and everything should be fine. Thank you.
That's it. Yemfa Prophetess. Prophetess, please unmute yourself now for a question, bro. If you ever call MBE. Prophetess? Okay, Yanko MBE. MBE, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, good evening. My question is, why should a will be done in secrecy? Because Minmobia, she got married to a lawyer. At the end of the day, never pay or more properties, that was like, hey, who could I will and amount? Or person of Ebusiane Japadie. My question is, why should will be done in secrecy? Thank you.
Will should be done in concealment. In other words, now, Tisenia, I gave an example of an old man who passed everything to his youngest child because he looked after him when he was in his dying and very present times. Now, assuming the old man called a meeting and told the big brothers that I want to pass these things to my last child, what do you think would have happened? Naturally not. And this is what he wants to do after he's passed. Secondly, you don't want your children to kill you before your time because you don't want to go before your time. So you want to keep it as confidential as possible. Rather than secrecy, I will use the word confidential. You want to keep it as confidential as possible so that nobody kicks you out before your time. Because they know they can only get it after you are gone. And to prevent that from happening sooner than your due time, you keep it confidential so that it doesn't create problems in the family as well. Again, if Kofi knows that Amma is getting the house in airport residential area and he is only getting the house in the village somewhere, that can also create all kinds of confusion, division, backbiting, a lot of animosity in the family. You don't want that whilst you're alive. So that is why it has to be confidential. Sister Vivian, can you unmute and ask your question, please?
All right. Thank you so much, Lawyer, for giving me such an opportunity.
Pleasure.
My question is a follow-up with our host concerning women making properties with their husbands, and then the properties gets to go into the name of the man. And sometimes the woman even gives money to the husband to acquire property, and the man put his name on the property instead of putting both name on the property.
Yeah.
You didn't buy anything, you don't have a receipt, but you have bank transactions sending money to your husband's account. Can you use that as a receipt?
That is evidence. That is evidence enough.
Okay.
That is evidence enough. Now, assuming you transfer 10,000 pounds, 5,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds, you can't tell me 10,000 pounds, 2,000, 5,000 pounds is for maintenance of food alone. It's for something else. So that is a good evidence that you can use. If the will doesn't go in your favor, you can use that as evidence probably to challenge the will. But I've said times have changed. The women can sit up, make things go the right way. You don't have to fight. You don't have to have contention, but it has to be, make sure whatever contribution you make, you have some documents to prove. Times change. People change. People change. You know? You see, Odosa, you will forget. You wonder, hey, Papa, when I'm in worry over these years, things change. The same way. It can change the other way. The woman can change. The man may have nothing to show. So it's always good to please ensure that you have evidence enough to defend or to fight your corner if the need arises. Yes?
All right. Yemfa prophetess na Yemfa lawyer in C and then you break. Prophetess, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Prophetess Doris Fire, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Right. Elisa says she's finding she's having some difficulties there. So lawyer, at this point, I think that
let me give you this scenario of something that happened some years back. This man had 2 properties in this country. Both of the properties were in his name. So he divorced from his ex and married this other woman. He sold one house and he said he split the proceeds with his ex. The woman he's married to, or he was married to, they had, I think, 2 children. What happened again was that when they were going through divorce, he said the second house is for him and his ex. That is the woman he divorced and sold the first house, they split the proceeds. So the court said, well, if you are saying that your wife, current wife, doesn't have any share in the property, this is what the judge did. They value the property. He splits the property into two, the value of the property into two. Because the man said the property belonged to him and his ex, the judge said the ex will have half of it, and the other half, he passed it to the current, the now woman. So the man ended up with nothing. Nothing. And this is something I am fully aware of myself. So sometimes when we think we are so smart, the judges have experience with these things. They have dealt with situations and scenarios like this. They know how to handle this situation. So the women, of course, have your evidence. Of course, you must have told somebody before, this is the property we are building. When it gets to such places, you can have all these people to come and be witnesses for you in situations like that. But let's try and play fair so that nobody feels cheated in situations like this. Thank you. Tomorrow, God willing, we'll go over this again. What is a will? I make a will. Who should include? Who should be the executor? Who
lawyer, wait there. By the virtue of his name, inti Mr. Yemfa or no kwa injatu, Mr.
Look, listen, I have a question.
Hello. What is this about? I think I joined very late. And I think all of you here, I send money on the tap send more than all of you. But I joined very late. And you can check my records. You can see my name is there. You can check.
Hello, sir.
Mr. Clark.
Hello, sir. Please, let's follow protocol. Yes, we can tell that you sent money more than everybody, but let's follow protocol.
No, I just
Mr.
joined.
Kwame Labi, ask your question.
I don't know protocol.
Mr. Kwame Labi, ask your question.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Kwame Labi in U.S., Port Orchard, Rhode Island. Right. I just clicked it on. Truly, I didn't really ask why this Zoom meeting was coming on, but I've read based on the questions that were being asked and what was being discussed, I realized that it's about
will,
a will, yeah, which is good. But I just want to let you know that TAPSEN is doing something good. Okay, your rates are better than Soundwave. Okay, and likewise, and that's all that. I just want you guys to know that you are at pair, you are matching up, and you are doing something good. And next time that I get online, I get on the Zoom, I'll really verify whether it's well or not. But I just want you guys to know that you are doing a good job. I also send money. I've sent so many. I can't count the number of dollars that I've sent. But what I'm impressed. What you are doing is very good. And this is my first time. I've never had time to come on. And
then please, every Thursday, join us. Every Thursday, join us.
Yes.
Mr. Labi, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
But I want to bring to your attention that I'm the president of the Ghanaian community in Rhode Island, in US.
Okay.
And I'm also the president of ASME Local 1350 in Rhode Island in the labor movement.
We will look for you and connect and see how best we can also support the Ghanaian community in your area.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Labi. God bless you so much. Right, I can see Kobe and Jonas. Or more person will be question, but Mr. Muma fancy here. And I am Papa Nana or Kase was sending the catching with pure platforms. Yeah, that's a fire. But the year can once a man you bring a woe. And Sinyame Aduma Ochina, you beside the lawyer, Edino Abro, between 8 and 9 UK time, which will be 3 and 4 US time, and also the same 8 and 9 Ghana time. Central Europe time, it will be 9 to 10. Mr. Moa, me lawyer and saying she out. Name next week, me sign the sign about the same time Thursday. Not ya signing on actors. Lawyer, running up mine for young Faucia. Or Rock of different point, that's why. Or send me a question, go view question into me, Busa, our share me with Chile, no Busama. But your lawyer, wrap up mine.
Mr. Obia, I think 136, and I think
it was 140, 41. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be of service to my people. Anytime, any day, anywhere, I am always at your service. We are all here for a short time. That is what I told myself. We are all here for a very, very short time. 100 years is 36,500 days. If you are 50 years like me, that means you have done half of it already. 18,250 is already gone. Nobody knows how many more days we have. It can be another 1,000, it can be another 8 days, it can be another 1 day, you never know. So when I get the opportunity, I am of service to my people. For as long as I am here to support. We have talked about wills today. It is important to make a will. When we talk about will, we think about dying. We don't want to die, but we will die one day. It's better to prepare well so that our children, our children's children, our descendants don't go through problems. Because you didn't make a will. Let's make a will. Tomorrow, God willing, we'll continue. I'm very grateful. God bless. US 4, Rhode Island 4, New Jersey 4, West Orange 4, Newark 4, everywhere. West Orange, Newark, Trenton, everywhere. I am greetings to all of you. I hope that Livingston, everywhere. Yeah, we'll be on board. We'll be on board. God bless you.
Yo, lawyer, Yamisha, Abusia for a lawyer wisdom, Akao from Wise Smart Solicitors in the name Ray, Medeno Ebreo, Mede Asidaka Sia, and so Ebema tap send. Say, Wokita Yemu every Thursday be an it management ye Ebreo. Sabre, Medane me home, no my fan crato back in me ba ye bet twasu ura fifrim pon ebe joining me na fe all your questions about tap send ya answer ni nyina ediama nemu me kai wo say won joining a OT media WhatsApp platform na joining anytime be I be starting program pe me send notification no so what me akai no wa joining ma send the link no e dia to chat room hono just click on the link and they will ebe joining OT media WhatsApp platform na abrini na yetimi akai na won so etimi joining program be say na won so wetimi ababesua bibi o me dane me homa frankrat so me bape ura akofi from pombe joining me na ye the tap say focus section no sima edupe 10 minutes na ye the atoaso na ye di jumadi no abawi producer say wo hono mo fa engratulate mba name ochina kai lawyer ebesan about 8 to 9.
Click on Create Ghana City Wallets below when you open the app. Step 2. Enter amount of your choice in Ghana cedis. Step 3. Click on the Confirm and Fund wallet below to confirm. Step 4. Your wallet has been successfully funded. Step 5. Enter amount of your choice in Ghana cedis. Step 6. Select or add new recipient. Step 7. Choose wallet as payment method. Step 8. Click on the Pay with Wallet below to confirm. Step 9. Your transaction is successful.
Hello, this is Lawyer Wisdom of Wise Smart Solicitors. Join me this and every Friday on OT TV from 8 to 9 p.m. for all your UK immigration matters. I hope to see you there. Thank you.
Yo, Abusia for Sabre, we are moving to tap send focus section. And all your issues regarding your tap send account or the editimi at the ABBA.
My microphone is on mute. Your microphone is on.
Microphone on. Why? Ma Ernestina. The old Canadian mate, but Yanyashi with a young coso. Sabre, Oracle from Pon Hano, Obebuame. Now, all your questions about tap send, what they about Nafi, ye are no edit amount. And in Timemuse, Ora, P, as a man in Sasso. It is all question here with regards to your tap send account. Sabre will be to me these questions, Nina, Ediaba. If you are from Pon, if you are from Pon, you are coffee from Pon, Munina, more Germany, and Yamin Shiramo. Young
Papa ne kanda pa yesi odosa na so dapna
Kofi se unimu a unua bi ye frɛ na fi Africa kubusa ko hwɛ na kira kwan yenko na yenfa ya opi ya ye tie
o beja misa cha obi o
ye je so
whether my question about Zambia. What is wrong with sending money to Zambia? I don't know. Yeah.
Are there problems then, Unya?
And mommy, first, my used to that, but it's saying any be any you say then they won't mean send you can't do nothing. Almost they are working on it up to bed so many weeks near it's still not working.
And yet, Mr. Wayao, Sasa Media, my uncle checking with engineers near what is happening with Zambia. Sengabia, a Ghana, dear. Can you could from Pombeyanos Sia, but I am Zambian, but my uncle Busa, either or China, and I said next week, Yebema, why?
Okay, Martin, me that's
a pie out. Yemfa Fred.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
My problem kakrani say me tika wa me wallet me try say me send there it's not allowing me but my contact customer service but and you may message say what they are going to do is they are going to delete my account and give me half of me sikana wa me wallet no my reply back I
can say on authority say no press udisika ato wallet na ye catch us here delete to account. I can't speak to your account now, but you're over here for UK. I'm sure you are in UK.
Yeah.
My main send you a message, send me your number. I will definitely look into this for you because it is not possible. Say, like I said,
I have your number. Let's send the number forward to your number.
You have all right, cool.
Yeah.
And then, but after the show, Ochina Yankasa. Why?
Okay, thank you very much.
Nice one. But you're moving on. Now I'm fat Janet. Janet, me say now born some Emma Kofi Frimpong Anna.
Good evening.
Good evening, mommy.
In fact, Miss Music tap send pinty. Your brother be on the can so use the do no and now may see who knew you be using tea and canosa.
I say who could be a fool. Also say who panic.
Exactly. But last October, me problem before me problem than it tap send. Now me come me brother ye. Until me seniska ye prima account mo. Enti yes feli enti me show mami san sending enti bisa sending second one yes feli me come account mo na ye 2000 first one am sending na say second one also 1000 basic na ye cause I'm still fighting me yes me come bank yes me the bank the statement in my friend tap send, but yes, okay, tap send. Na me use it. Se kaya free my account. Enti se bribini cry. Things and go money me bank na endi na me insan kamisika. Miko bue busia na me diye me brother ye. Besinle, I'm still fighting.
All right.
Yeah.
Janet, may pick this question quickly before Sabia of you will be become or the account. Say na etie. O sendi. Oh yeah, fitting say oh yeah transfer. Then your bank will keep hold of that money. Opesa will send it. Now a year deliver that, then tap send will go to your bank with a delivery note to request for the money. Now say transfer no a year feel that tap send cannot go to your bank to request for a transfer I failed. And your bank will keep hold of that money for 3 to 5 working days, and they will return the money back to your account. That is why tap send was asking, say, Koji's statement within that period, Fabra, na yen say, Sasikano, bank no and return because tap send cannot go to the bank to request for a failed transfer. It is definitely that money is still with your bank. And an issue that you need to sort it out with your bank. Unless say what the bank statement about our statement I show say that transaction was taken out of your account by tap send.
Magic twice. I think 2 days ago, Pen Mr. Fred, because I'm Raho.
Hold on. Okay, maybe I didn't. But you were here.
UK.
Oh, UK. Very good. Let me send you my number. Call me tomorrow. Let me look into it for you.
Why? Mami Musa, few questions. Auntie Janet, good evening, message here will be you.
Evening.
Okay, what's the transaction was in October? And what's the Sikano call Ghana Commercial Bank?
But not a free account because not be checking me.
But my question is a coy and I say uncle.
But me purchase a free account in Sutap.
I account to a few minutes. My question is
hold on.
My first name, the old dema, Cletus, no, a coy and I say uncle.
A coy, and be a coy. Me am account dear no, uncle no to me call Ghana no, because a top manager or a commercial bank into my free one to Muka Trem say, Scano and Bedu Ghana, into me Ghana, Kranami Fred tap some new backless in na. I was doing that. Until Mammy answer that question, you know.
Okay. Okay. The one in contention here, the one Kasawa account was sent. Okay.
Yeah. But after that, from Ghana, I was still sending money into my account.
And it went through. And it went through.
Yeah.
Yes. But the uncle, will try 2 times.
Yeah.
And I just said 4,000 in a tap send at TFU account man. Bear me to Hona second.
There be second time no 2,000 no about 1,000 boom in total near free account 3,000.
But what you me question here pa?
Okay.
On say account mo no. Ade me who say we try 2,000.
Yes.
Enti be better me who baby a you take 1,000 or like 1,000 for what? Because if you make a transfer of 2, how do we deduct 1? What I'm person here?
There be first payment. I mean, the first one in between. I think 1 minute or 2 minutes. 2,000, and I'm here. The second one 1,000. But tap show say almost receipt say 2,000. But my count mono 1,000 free mo. And 2,000. And in total is 3,000. And a free account no.
Okay.
But what you say?
Metiasia but ona entiasia ni ayedin. I mention 1,000 who say a few account. 1,000 in the first transaction, ma Cletos no. And then one to one Kasawa account. You try 3 times. You try 2,000 around 9:48 BST time. Anko. As I try 9:51, another 2,000. And also anko. And then you stopped. It means with your own account, and then you tried a third one, even 2,000, not trying it 3 times. And training enough failure. If this is the case, then it means that the 3 transactions that failed should sum up to 222, which is 6. There was no 1,000 transaction within that period of October that failed. So may just say better. I'm doing this educational purpose because and for her or multi problem because as I'm not knowing. So Bibeka said make £3,000 from October till now. Me de tap send uncle. I want us to be clear. We will follow up on this to help you in the best way. But then I just want it to be clear. Transaction be away, try to send to your own GCB account. There was nothing like 1,000. The only 1,000 in October was 1,000 that was delivered to Cletus. But Nana Kwame Bejo number no.
More because Kasanaga may come my account, but I could say a different issue into all the own Jimmy number. No, not me the bank statement, Nimri Bia, even media money just 3 days ago. Into Udi, yeah. No, Kwame and frame it, not ya cano.
Mami Janete, Uban statement in Ghana no will not show because
Ghana dear UK dear baby account no fresh cannot free.
Okay, all right, cool. And you know that, let me send you a message and it has my number, Nyame Admochna, and Opayen Kasa, na how we can help you. Why?
That's it.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so I've send or chat room or direct to you in Timbacho who just save it Nanyami Adma Ochina Yenkasa.
Mate.
All right, cool. Yenko Ernestina. Mami Ernestina Mpacho Yetio.
Hello. Yo. Good evening. My son Yeti Mpacho. Yes, that's wallet a wallet a dear baby.
What's it started then?
Wallet, you know.
Now, one is or Miss.
I
one I was room said, okay, one can you?
Yeah, man.
Wallet.
Wallet, you know. Me send this came from Ghana, or say mean to me sending that, or say me you see pin screen will say. What I've tried 3 times, Nina, mean to me I send this came from wallet in Ghana.
Nana, Mommy, and yet screen pin bia, your own password that who create you tap send account no, who use you no. At say the normal transfer na it do echo end na. I just say enter your password. That is the password that out, not any other pin bia.
But me sabo use if me send it no see use wallet or use your card. Until me use me sabo wallet no so na statement counts. So there's no space for me to put in the my password no. I don't know if I've explained myself well. I tried 3 times because I want to know how to do. Hello.
I think say just take her number and then Ochina no na honey chat no mo enhwe. Probably a bag which doesn't give her space to type her password. Na or friend will be a video call or share screen. At least honey chat can provide support on this.
Okay, all right. Honey is on call.
Mpacho just emergency. Metumia abemama advice kakra. My encountered that problem recently.
Okay.
Me face that problem. To me for customer service. Omo chire me say me me log out na me and answer the next day me say for customer service no. And unfortunately for me say me tip my brother back no catch me say pin na e chire no say your telephone no the pin be a tool so. It was rather me pin na me dey to me telephone so na omo request nti mi odraso na se mi bon mi pin na ya mi tadi bie mi telephone mi na eko nti the pin na ya request no nye password bia ye o telephone say o lock your telephone with pin na try that one it will go.
Interesting. Thank you, Mickey.
Mpacho me dey me ni pin wo mi phone so. That's what me. Thank you for the explanation, but me, I don't have a pin on my phone. I just go straight away to use my phone.
Oh, you do fingerprint ana, thumbprint ana.
Debbie.
Because me free customer service now, much me that I'm and I consider that one.
All right. Honey, Mpacho o call no so GM mami.
So
Yes,
Everything I
very
say, she just have to log out and log in again.
Yeah.
Me patch on better what chat no so here.
Okay.
All right, great. Let's move on now. Yeah, for C. C, please unmute yourself and ask a question. C, Mpacho Yetio, unmute yourself and ask a question.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mami.
Me patron, pese me bisa say OT Media WhatsApp platform no. O use Ghana number yent me adewana because I was removed.
Yeah, you bet me Adeo. Patch me. What we did, say na audits on that platform just to make sure say people will confirm their identity because some of them not very sure. And I'm saying and and some money be and 10 times we wanted to be sure to say just send your number again to the administrator. Now we will add you back. I'm sorry, but it was necessary. Say we go through that security audit, into me why. Send your number back to the administrator and encounter you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you too. Yenko Eja Opon. Oh, Christiana Opon. Christiana, Pacho, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, Nana Kwame.
Christian, Bacho, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yo, Medasi, Joma Kwenya. But you mentioned the problem is my issue tap nacha ebuame. Now, the problem is card in am issue. Yeah, into moon pants and she got more than 100 euros. I'm a person be changing it, but yeah, I'm in Yakwenya. I'm a person be bisha washing.
Bacho, PROBATE so our Europe.
Go Italy.
Ora Daniel. Bacho, any for question, mammy.
Christian Pong, with our question, if you want Bacho, me sorry.
But don't say, me card you supposed to pay. Now, yeah, and mammy, a Kwenya mammy, answer this more than 100 euros. And my post-pay salary.
Okay, Matthias.
They are not. We advise is no bet my more. Think I am a person changing number.
Meaning, I'll wait my me number amount there. We heard chat and I'll be home number. But my main can't get to a beam from Hona or what I say. Oh, app no phone. Post-pay app no phone.
Bajane.
Okay. Inti, not just say you are almost done. Inti 3 years no na unhunu ye inti would contact me na make sure you go through na make sure how is here instead of be used to once. Why?
Do the number na send to our home.
I try me send you chat on.
Bajo. Medasi.
Okay.
But your auntie Ernestina must send you a message, but I'll reply me still. Yeah, she will chat no so.
Please, which one is addressed to me? I've also sent you a message through the chat. Okay.
Nana Kwame, we can't hear you, or is it just me?
Oh, my apologies. King, please unmute yourself now for a question, bro.
All right. Hello, Madam was someone Mama Makunyawe. And Tatsen, thank you very much. In fact, you guys are doing great job.
Thank you.
Osen Iska within seconds, Nini Panansaka, really, really amazing. But my problem is my broke me with a lot of my accounts. My account bear 3 or 4 o'clock, my broke no, and you guys requested.
I draw the age, man. Catch them now. I'm block when
more requesting me pay slaves, more requesting me documents, everything, and I've sent everything to you guys, but yes, to more broke community. I want to find out what the reason why they are more broke community.
You and you're going to be report, but your question will be over to
Could we report the proper market then come on one block now?
Daniel, so yeah, no, I'm not maybe question or not. There was a beautiful frog, block.
Daniel, Bacho.
Rapping, we say you wish out documents, and instead of the could be 2 car home. And you say you 2 years block no for documents abra once I found my 10 year block. The my request, your request was for BB bra. Oh,
yeah.
Maybe I was send you through limits and you say verify what accounts, no. And I say I will send be suspicion be into the without documents. Into me no mean to me exactly what, but the TN say your policy is against will be accounts to be brave. To go visit for last one we count. No, no. It's the first one I will use super no. Now, the reason here, a question on this house, the documents for no Sunday, ya na yen receive bit my boy. Why? Sanity.
Okay.
Yes, I could feel.
No, I think someone must send this girl too much. And that's
and no, in the air kind as no any be beautiful.
No. And me provided all the documents that you guys need.
And I still be beautiful.
Almost me pay slips and everything. Almost the amount I sent in Ghana, no, more because the one I
oh, send you would no, Bibia say amount I was sending no, and the would they course a honey free no, and match it. What you say? Intino based on sub-7 any papa no na ade na hwere because he regulated senior crowd was no bank here regulated no sana tap here regulated enti si entimi enhu se scanner wo dey fa app no so no one kasa won China ifiba all of us you will lose the product enti no ne kwan so ana ya no but BBM no your human face woman na Daniel Akano send within bra you betimi a check here what the real issue is because asem na kasa was starting no said that Prince Where was starting but your king was a question was oh as when him the bad yes said the man Daniel
okay for education purpose my main we find out
more question.
Okay. My main we answer Mr. Labi but all the question about.
Okay.
Mr. Remo abusiafo app no untimi enya 2 accounts.
Yes.
Say ukoye 2 accounts near find out 2 accounts ni be suspended.
That's right.
One person per 1 account. Untimi could be a bank account with the same bank. Embanisa. And into the say Embanisa ABA. Yebusa say ABA fa document ABCD bra. Bomodia fa bra na yenhwe na yentimi be account ne ma. But say oh yeah to say maybe you want to be smart. Now say who use ABA who change details be meaning ba Germany. O change ni details no kofa ne badi eno ye yeah, who said, the same person, because some of the information provided earlier, and match ye suspending him into Mr. Sebase, who send this sika, near Kase, come and prove the source of Sikana or sending her. Homodiana Fabra, the intimi Emma Onkoso, and you su up. And yes, sir, we will definitely suspend you, Madam Asi. Yanko, Nayemfa, Mr. Kwame Labi. But now, super question.
Yeah, my question is the daily limit. Or say you who say if there's a limit. So, yeah, now I know. So in my transfers, I realized that there was a time I got to a limit. So me who now you know who said there's a limit, and I feel so they make a so as an me feel and every student say you guys are doing a good job and you are setting a very good example. Now you should continue doing what you are doing to uplift our image, because the work that you are doing is very extraordinary and you are doing a good job.
Thank you.
Your rates are better. I've been comparing, but you keep up to the standards. Standards now move follow. No, you should continue in doing it. But let us know, sir, there's a limit, and truly, you cannot open 2 accounts. Yeah. And
you.
You are dealing with a community. Not only a Ghanaian community. You are dealing with us, and there shouldn't be any dubious means.
There be.
And
we can't afford to lose our licenses, so we will go by the regulators. How? Okay. Kofi, me talking about limits.
And run it through. Mr. Labi Nyami Shirapa. And Madam Lay say when your new partner. Mr. Labi is also done a constant member every Thursday. Prince, you free meeting as in part of Mr. Labi. Your limit. We wouldn't call it a daily limit. Limit na me bekano. A limit hit here. It will come and ask you your source of wealth, because abroche na ye one. Yes, people have good jobs. Just say almost earning so much, but then what does the average person make here? It's over in the US. Your 30 days allowance is $10,000. And Tibeka, you're not America. No, say nipa saying that America will make it $10,000 in a month. So we'll send it below that. Nobody will come to you to ask you for anything. And then in the 90 days, USA, you are allowed to send up to $20,000. And in the entire year, you are allowed to send $60,000. In 30 days, now try I will send it 11,000. What's in Baby say? Hey, Bia, why you savings at home to show me where you are getting the 11,000 from? I send 11,000 in just 3 days or under 30 days. For the people in Canada, you are allowed to send a Canadian dollar 12,500 in 30 days. 90 days, you are allowed 25,000, and in the entire year, 75,000. What you say? At least, even if you make 75,000 in a year, what do you say? What do you don't know? Be actual. What do you fafa haneko? You musawe. But when you go beyond that, we'll definitely come to you and ask, how are you making more than this? People in the UK, 30